Alright guys, my name is Shervin, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can find out what your credit score is and why it is important for you to do so. Now, a credit score is essentially like a grade that credit providers give you that indicates how good you are at managing your credit. Now, for example, if you're someone who has a lot of different credit cards, loans, mortgages, and you're always paying them all off on time and in full, you're someone who is clearly good with credit and someone who's going to have a high credit score. But on the other hand, if you're someone who's always missing payments or someone who never pays in full by the due date, then you're seen as a bigger risk. And as a result, you're going to have a lower credit score. Now, anytime you apply for a new line of credit, whether it's a loan, a mortgage, or a new credit card, you're always going to be assessed based on your credit score first. Because at the end of the day, your credit score is the single best indicator of whether or not you're going to be a safe borrower when you apply for the loan or mortgage. And of course, every single one of us is going to end up applying for a loan or a mortgage at some point in our lives, whether it's a mortgage for a new house or a loan for a car or a business loan, whatever it is. At some point, we all need to borrow money. And when that day comes, you want to make sure you have the highest credit score possible so you have the highest chance of getting approved for the loan and also the lowest interest rates possible on the loan that you're receiving. Now, if you watch till the end, I'm going to walk you through how you can find out what your credit score is, what you're doing right, and what you can do better in order to have a higher credit score, and then how you can go about achieving the higher credit score in the shortest amount of time. But this information is not going to be free. It's going to cost you something, and that is one like down below for the YouTube algorithm. Seriously though, it only takes you a second to do, but it helps me out a lot when it comes to other people on YouTube finding this video. So if you could take the time and do it, I'd really appreciate your support. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and join the community. I make new videos about personal finance and investing on a regular basis, and by subscribing to the channel, you get to see all my new videos right as they come out. But alright, with all that said, let's get into how we can find out what our credit score is. Now, the best software that can tell you exactly what your credit score is and what your entire report looks like is Credit Karma. Now, Credit Karma is a reputable website that can get your credit report from the credit unions on your behalf and actually share with you exactly what is going on in your report, what is causing your score to be high or low as it stands, and what you can do to improve it. Now, I've previously made an entire video where I talk about all the different factors that contribute to your credit score, and if you need a refresher on what exactly those are, I'll just leave a link to it up here. And one of the best features offered by Credit Karma is that they actually take all the information that you have on your credit report and they tell you exactly how you are doing in each of those factors, which one you're doing well in, which one you're doing poorly in, and this will tell you exactly what you need to work on if you want to improve your score. Now, ideally, you want to aim for a credit score that is 740 or more. This would mean that you have a very good credit score and you are very likely to get accepted for any loans or mortgages and always get the lowest interest rate possible. And of course, if your score is lower than 740, that means you have a lot of room for improvement and Credit Karma will be able to help you do so. Now, if you are looking to improve your credit as soon as possible, I would suggest you look at these two categories, which I believe to be the most important out of all of them. Now, the first one is payment history, and it essentially means how often are you making payments on time and in full, and how often are you missing them. Now, ideally, you want to make sure you're always paying off your credit on time and in full. And if you just do that one thing, your credit will improve drastically. Now, of course, this means that you never use a credit card to buy something that you cannot pay off right away with your own money. Because if you do so, there's always a chance that you're going to miss that payment. So don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh, I'm going to get my paycheck at the end of the month and I'm going to be able to pay it off, or I have money coming in, it's no worry. Just wait until you have the money in your hands and then buy that thing. The second factor is credit utilization, which essentially means how much of your credit you're actually using month to month. Now, in order to get the best score possible, you want to make sure your utilization is somewhere between 1 to 10% of your credit limit every single month. This means that if you have a credit limit of $10,000, then you want to make sure you're not spending any more than $1,000 on your credit card every single month. Now, of course, there's going to be some times when you spend more than that amount in a single month. And if that happens, that's okay. Just make sure to pay it off before the end of the statement cycle so that you stay within the first 10% of your credit limit. Now, for example, let's say you bought a new MacBook Pro and it costs you $2,000, let's say, and you had already spent about $500 on everything else. So your total for this month is $2,500. Now, again, if your credit limit is $10,000, you're exceeding that 10% by $1,500. So what you want to do is you want to pay off somewhere around $1,600 or $1,700 before the end of the statement cycle so that you're still within the first $1,000 of your credit limit. Now, of course, this might sound like a lot of hassle to always pay attention to how much you're spending and whether or not you're actually crossing that 10% threshold. But the best way to think about it is if you ever have a lot of spending on one specific item, whether it's a new laptop or something else that is expensive, then that's the time you want to just double check to make sure you're not crossing that 10% threshold. And again, if you are, just pay off the difference so you always stay below 10%. So trust me, as long as you just do these two things, always pay off your credit on time and in full, and always make sure to use less than 10% of your limit, your credit score will skyrocket without any question. So go ahead, sign up for Credit Karma and start improving your credit score today. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now, as always, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talked about in this video, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below, where I always answer every single question that comes in. And now with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.